So this is my 2013 Honda N1 Premium Tourer model. I've had it for 17 months now. I had it imported in 2023, got it just before Christmas that year. I made a video about this at the start of 2024, which did pretty well. I thought it'd be a good chance to make a follow-up video with some of the things that I found with it. And plus someone did actually request that I make this, so if you haven't seen the previous video that I made on this car, it's probably worth watching that first, because I explained a few things about it. But it's done 78,000 Ks now, so I've done 6,000 Ks since I got it. The manual says to change the oil every 5,000 Ks, so I have done an oil change somewhat recently. With the fuel economy, someone wanted to know about that. So it's got a 35 litre fuel tank. I don't really want to run it out of fuel to get the exact range, but I think you could get 500 Ks out of it pretty easily if you drive it carefully. The most I have got out of it is about 475 Ks, but I probably could have kept going a while longer. It is really nice to drive around town and that sort of thing. On long trips, it's not quite as comfortable as my Honda City, which you can see in the previous video. One little thing is it's got cruise control, which is really nice, but it won't let you set the cruise control speed more than 110 on the speedo. 110 on the speedo is really only about 106 according to the GPS, so on a highway you are going a little bit slow. It can be good for long drives though. About a month after I got it, I took it for a weekend away where I drove it about 730 Ks in one day. It went perfectly fine, and even on the highways it was happy and comfortable enough, and yeah, just nice to drive. I live on a highway, so you'll have to ignore all the traffic noise, but anyway, in my previous video I mentioned about the stripes. These are a factory option accessory that you can get. It's in the official accessory booklets. When I first got it, these stickers were perished. They were all sun damaged, faded, peeling. A few months ago I finally took it to a sticker shop and got them to remake it, and it looks a lot better now. You can't really see the roof very well. So in the time that I've had this car, I have been seeing a few more newish Japanese import cars around. When I was travelling in October last year in Victoria, I saw a new Honda N-Box. And a few months ago when I was in Perth, I saw another N-Box. And in town here where I live, I've seen a new looking Daihatsu Hijet a few times. So it's good to see more imports coming in of newer cars. So the rear door is held up with gas struts, and the ones that were on the car when I got it were starting to sag a little bit. It had Stabilis gas struts out of it when it was new, so I called Stabilis Australia, gave them the Japanese part number, and they were able to cross-reference it to one of their part numbers, which is 760982, and that fit perfectly. In my previous video I mentioned how there's no spare wheel, and under here there's the air compressor to pump up the tyre if you put the slime in it, and under here there's the jack and wheel spanner thing. But I have actually found a spare wheel that fits it. So this is the space-saving spare wheel out of a Suzuki Swift. I think it was a 2009 model, so the older Swifts will fit the N1. I'm not sure if it will fit the N-Box and the other models, but it will fit this one. It's the same size, and we checked that it clears the brakes and everything. And this will fit in the boot. if you let all the air out. So if you let all the air out of the spare wheel, it will let you squish it just a little bit, and it will fit in there under the boot lid thing here. And then if you actually need to use the spare wheel, then you can just use the tyre pump to pump it back up again, and it's perfectly fine. So yeah, a Swift wheel will fit. So I thought it would be helpful to talk about some servicing stuff on the car that I've found out. So starting with the tyres and brakes, these tyres are 165 55 R15s, and this one's a Yokohama brand, and they've still got plenty of tread on them, so I haven't fully investigated new tyres yet, but the little that I've searched, you can get them locally. These rims are the rims that come with the Premium Tourer model. The other models come with different rims. I'm not sure if they're the same size tyre, but I would assume they are. And then with the brakes, I have found new brake pads. So I used Baiyi, the import website from Japan, using like Yahoo Auctions, Flea Market and Mercari to look through Japanese sale listings on stuff, and looking through online resources for Honda part listings and diagrams and that sort of stuff. So I found these brake pads, the Akebono brand, part number there, AN697WK. So I've checked, these are the same as the front pads. Those pads are not totally worn out yet, so I'll keep those as spares. For the rear brakes, it's got little drum brakes on it, and these are the rear brake shoes, Akebono brand again, NN4525H. These ones are only a half kit, so there's only 2 shoes in here, so you have to get 2 boxes of that part number to get shoes for both sides. This one here has 4 pads in it, so you only need to get 1 box of those to do the front wheels. When I had a look at the rear shoes, the rear brakes on this, they were barely worn at all, so I think the rear brakes on this will last an extremely long time. We'll have a look under here. There's not that much to see, but starting with the battery, it's an NS40 with the little terminals. The exact part number in the Repco Century branded battery is NS40ZLXMF. There's the radiator and coolant overflow. There's the dipstick down there. The air filter is under here. You just have to undo these metal clips here. That lifts off and the air filter's right underneath, really easy to access. There's the brake fluid, windscreen washer fluid, and the oil goes in just here. So it's not that much, it's all pretty simple. If we try and look under the front bumper here, doing an oil change is really easy. So to start with, if this is going to be viewable at all, this pointy bit just here, that's the jack point, so you can use that to jack it up with. It's kind of hard to see. That thing. And then right under the front bumper is the oil filter. So it takes the Ryco Z411, and that is really easy to access. And then the oil drain plug is right here, so that's also really easy to access. And then the oil it takes is just fully synthetic 530 for the turbo model. I think the non-turbo version says a slightly different grade, but I don't remember which one now. It might be 030 or something, but I'd probably stick with 530 for both. So yeah, oil filter and oil changes are really easy. Looking down a little bit further, there's the transmission here, and changing the transmission oil is easy enough. There's instructions on how to do it in the workshop manual, which there's a bit you need to do with that. To change the fluid and even to just check the fluid, there's a thing on the other side that we'll have a look at. So for the transmission, if you turn the wheel all the way to the left and then undo these two clips here, this access panel will swivel downwards. And then there's, if I can get this in here. So this bit right here, where it's got the kind of hook-looking handle, that is the transmission dipstick. It's only a short dipstick because it only goes down into the transmission here, but that's how you can check the transmission level. And then to drain the transmission fluid, the plug is down the bottom. You can't really see it there very easily, but just there you can see the plug. I won't explain the exact process on how to change the transmission fluid because I don't remember all the steps, but it wasn't too hard. This is the transmission fluid that it takes. In the workshop manual it talks about the Honda HMMF fluid, so this one in Penrite is what it takes. This is a 4 litre bottle. I think it held maybe 3 litres. Penrite have another CVT fluid which is low viscosity or something, but that one doesn't have HMMF, so I would stick with this one for this car. So the same with the brakes. I imported some filters as well using Baiyi and Yahoo Auctions and that sort of stuff. So this is the air filter. It's rectangular with a little notch there. As you can see, this is the genuine Honda one, part number 17220 R9G003. So I've got 2 of these. In the investigations that I was doing online with the diagrams and part numbers and stuff and just searching for parts, there's another filter that is rectangular like that, but it has an extra rubber bit at the top with an angle on it. I'm not sure exactly what car that is for, or if that's for maybe the non-turbo version, but this one definitely fits mine. So I've got 2 of those in Honda, and then just to compare the quality, I got one in this other brand. It's a slightly different part number. It's just got a H at the start, but it still looks exactly the same. It was just a little bit cheaper than the genuine Honda one. And then with the cabin filter, this is a non-genuine one, but that is the genuine part number from what I've looked online. So 80291 TYO941, or maybe it's 0, I don't remember. So that one fits. And then I was trying to find what Ryco cabin filter fits that. So I was looking through a Ryco filter catalogue and looking at all the sizes, and I found some that were roughly the same size and checked them. And then it turns out that this one here, a Ryco RCA268P, if you can see that on the camera, I'm not sure. So RCA268P. This one also fits a Toyota 86 or Subaru BRZ. And so that one is exactly the same size as the as the proper one, so that one is going to be a lot easier to get, and you kind of have to replace cabin filters more often than the air filters, so that one's a good option. So I think that's about all I really have to say about it. It's an extremely good car, and I'm still extremely happy with it, and how cool it is. It was totally worth going through the trouble of importing it.